Hello and welcome to another edition of the TES Secondary Maths Resource of the Week with me, Craig Barton. Now, imagine you have just finished teaching a topic unit of Surds, maybe to your year 9, to your year 10, something like that, and you're looking for a way to bring all those skills together. Because when you think about it with Surds, there's a fair bit going on. There's simplifying Surds, there's operations with Surds, there's everybody's favourite, rationalising the denominator. And sometimes students can get muddled up which skill they use when and so on. And it's nice just to have a kind of end of topic summary that brings everything together. But finding that magic activity can be rather difficult until you come across this. Exploding Surds. It has been created by one of TES's all-time legendary authors, and it's flipping phenomenal. So let's give it a download and see what it looks like. It's a single PowerPoint file, and it looks like this. Now I'm going to have to move my annoying head out of the way. Maybe I'll fly over there. And it's a PowerPoint, but it's designed to be printed as a worksheet. So let's take the first one here. Exploding Surds 1, and this really kind of sets the tone for it. So this is your basics. This is simplifying Surds. But notice, instead of just giving you students a load of questions to simplify, there's different pieces of information revealed and not revealed. So let's take this path first, this kind of top one. This is probably the most obvious. So a bog standard simplification. Can students multiply those two things together to get an answer? And then what goes in this third cloud along? So if my maths is right, root 5 times root 6 gives you root 30. Can students then simplify root 30 further to get something else extra on the end there? But then there's a bit of a twist, because then we get this cloud path going down here. And this time, students are given that the third cloud along is root 81. So what could go here? What could go there? And then what finishes it off? Then we get a nice variety of questions. We get some division, then division with missing information. And then we get one of my favourites. Look at this flipping path going down here. This time we get some numbers, integers alongside surds. And can students simplify those? So it's a worksheet that's really, really nice, that covers a wide range of skills for simplification of surds. But it does it in an interesting way by kind of giving students a simple path and then giving them a more tricky path. And how do students start from this third step and work their way both forwards and backwards? And then what do I always love in terms of TES? And that's when you get the answers. And look at this here. We've got our answers here for this one. And I should say, I'm talking nonsense with that path up there. Your second step is to realise that you bring them together and then you get root 30. It doesn't actually simplify. Let's keep that one quiet. So really, really nice how it fills in the answers. And then the surds get more complicated as we go. So this time we are simplifying not kind of operations like that, but kind of working back the other way. So root 18, how can we break that down and so on. All the way through, we get answers again to things like this. So this time we've got addition and subtraction. I really like this one, by the way, because look at this one here, root 7. What could lead you on that path to root 7? And what's nice is Andy has put these things here, e.g. And this is lovely, this, because this suggests that sometimes there's not a unique way to do it, but sometimes there is a unique way, and so on. And it carries on. We've got now a bit of rationalising the denominator right through to extreme stuff. So we've got now multiplying out double brackets with surds. I find students really, really struggle with things like that. And again, look at the nice variety. We've got relatively straightforward ones like that. Then we've got the squared brackets where kids struggle. And then look at that. And that's a lovely, lovely, lovely question. Given that second step, what would the original brackets be? And so on. I mean, I could literally go on all day banging on about this. But let me just wrap things up. Rationalise the denominator, some tricky ones there. And then look at that. Really just kind of take your pick. What do you fancy doing there? And then some blank ones. So what can we do with our kids? How can we take this a step further? Well, the first thing I think is these opportunities for discussion. So let me just flick back to find the one I wanted. Perfect, here. So things like this. Things when you've got more than one possible answer. So we can say to students, how many different answers can we get? How do you know you've got them all? What was your process for figuring out all the different answers that could lead to it? Because that's a really interesting thing to ask. Given that you know 9 root 5 is there, how do you work backwards? Because it's a different skill working backwards to forwards. How do you know you've collected in those answers? What was your technique and so on? I think that works really well. And then you've got the classic, right? You've got the classic create your own, and it works really well with this kind of cloud format here, giving students the challenge of working on a single surd skill or a set of surd skills, creating their own, removing specific bits of information and then giving it their partner or their peer to try out themselves. So it's the kind of activity that just keeps on giving. It's flipping brilliant. And better than that, it's not just Surds. Andy's done these exploding activities for loads of them. So if you just click on his profile and probably search by most recent, because he's been banging out these fairly recently, you'll find loads of these on there for loads of topics. And I just think they're wonderful. They are great end of topic resources, and they're great revision resources as well. So that was Resource of the Week for this week. What a wonderful resource. If you use it, hop on, give it a review, spread the word, and so on. And I shall return with a fresh Resource of the Week next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.